digital currency, social credit scores, and all their implications for you. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. You guys have heard a lot about that lately, I'm sure. The whole thing in China, social credit scores tied to digital currency, tied to whether or not you're going to be able to procure goods. I've received some questions lately, comments and emails about, well, what do you think about pensions, Social Security, military pensions, etc. if everything goes digital? How will we get them? Well, plain fact is, you won't. Unless you go that route and you allow and you buy into their system that is set in place to control us, every aspect of our lives, where they can shut it down in a heartbeat if you don't comply. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not very good at complying. I like my freedom. I don't like being told what to do. So what do? How do you pay your mortgage? What about that? Have been asked questions about that, as well as property taxes, etc. How do you coexist within the system and not be in the system as far as digital currency goes, social credit scores, all that? Well, I'll tell you right now, you don't. You can't play the game part way, halfway. It's either all in or all out. If you're one of those people that believes that in freedom and your sovereignty as a person and your ability to do what you want with your life, how you want, when you want, where you want, then you will need to completely remove yourself from this system. What does that mean? Well, that means a lot of hard things. That means, yes, you won't be paying your mortgage. You won't be living in your house. You won't be making your car payment. You won't be paying your auto insurance, your life insurance, your health insurance. What about getting health care at hospitals? You won't be. Cold, hard facts here. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. If you believe strongly enough in not being part of that, not being controlled like that, then life will become very difficult. Very difficult. Like I said, this isn't all peaches and cream, people. But you have to decide whether or not you are actually going to stand up and do something about it. To me, this is one of those tipping points, one of those red lines. I will not play into the system. I don't care what I have to do. If I have to jump in my vehicle, head up in the mountains, living off-grid as a nomad, then I'll do it. And for those of you that say, yeah, right, you will. You don't even know what it'll take and or the implications and how difficult it'll be. Well, you're wrong. I will. But I understand. I know the implications. I know the cost. But I will not give up every last vestige of my freedom willingly. I will resist. I hope there are enough people that are strong enough spiritually, strong enough physically, and strong enough mentally to give it all up, to live a completely different life, a much more difficult life that a lot of people won't survive. To me, if they try to pull that BS, that will be the end of the United States. That will be the end of the world as we know it. Teotihuacan, the end of the world as we know it. I have a feeling that there's enough people, I'm not saying a lot of people, I have a feeling there's enough people that would actually stand and do something about it. Although I'm not under any illusion that it would be a large number of people. I have a feeling that a large number of people, most people, would just cave in. They'd be like, oh, it's too difficult. Where do I go? What do I do? This is why me and other channels have been saying for a long time about preparedness. Talking about prepping. Talking about bug out locations, maybe? Yeah. What about having multiple bug out locations, routes, etc.? And another part of it will be tribe. I know my tribe, the vast majority of my tribe, maybe not 100% of my tribe, but I'd say at least 90% of my tribe will not comply. We will have to gather somewhere and make a new life for ourselves. Bartering with those we can, producing what we can, and doing what we can to take care of ourselves, our families, and each other. This is why I've been encouraging you guys for, 3 years now here on YouTube to stockpile food, water, all those supplies, to grow gardens, to be as self-reliant as possible, and to build tribe. It's all part of the big picture. You can't just be really good at one aspect of it. You got to be good at a lot of things. You may not be the master of everything, but you got to be good at a lot of things. You need to be training. You need to be building skills. You need to be establishing these plans, thinking about this, talking about this subject. First, before I go any further, before I forget, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please. Hit that thumbs up, share the videos, comment below, do all those things, and check us out on Patreon. Links in the description below. It's $1 a month. Psh, tons of good stuff there. Okay, you need to sit down. I suggest you sit down. I'll reword it. That you sit down with your family, with your friends, with your tribe, and candidly talk about this subject. What will we do? Think about all the things you will have to do without. You won't be paying a power bill. You won't be paying a water bill. You won't be buying stuff at grocery stores. You won't be able to buy fuel at gas stations. You won't be able to go to the hospital. You won't be able to, like I said, pay your rent, pay your mortgage. All these things. And what those implications mean to you and your tribe. And what you can do to find alternate ways of accomplishing some of these things and or mitigating the effect of these things on you and your family and your tribe. I'm not saying it'll be easy. I'm under no illusion that my life will be easy if I'm forced into that situation. I am willing to do it. I'm willing to stand up. I'm willing to be there for my family. I'm willing to sit down with people, talk about things, figure out how to go about doing this and what life will be like. The best thing to do is to stop it before it starts, or to protest loudly enough, or to do whatever we can to resist it so that they're not able to actually fully implement it into our daily lives. I got to check the time for downloading. Yep, okay, we're doing good. A little bit longer. It's coming. I mean, we know it's coming. We see it. The push for a cashless society has been on their agenda for quite a while. Because it's the ultimate control. It's the ultimate control. If people want to eat, they got to comply. If people get hurt and want to go to the hospital, they have to comply. If they want to stay in their houses, they have to comply. If they still want to drive their vehicles, they have to comply. I don't like that word. I'm not very good at complying. I'm a team player, don't get me wrong. But I'm a team player at things that I feel are moral and good, and around moral and good people, not corrupt, tyrannical, controlling governments that are only out for themselves. They don't care about you, they don't care about me. So let's stand up. Let's do something about it. And it starts off, like I said, sitting down with the people you care about and talking about these things. What will we do? Are we willing to do that? Or are we going to comply? That's up to you. That's your free will. I'm not going to tell you to resist. I'm not going to tell you to comply. You have to figure that out for yourselves. Where you want to be, how you want to live your life, how you want your children to live. Do you want your children to be controlled in every single aspect of their lives? Do you want to live like that? Do you want your grandkids to live like that? Etc. It's a difficult conversation. It's a lot of difficult things to think about, but it's important that you figure it out now, that you don't procrastinate, that you think ahead, you plan ahead, because as preppers, we should be proactive, not reactive. Anyway, remember, prepping is your living insurance. It is. The more prepared you are, the less you're affected by all the stuff going on. Not saying it won't be difficult, but stay positive, keep up the good fight, have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.